Hello and welcome back to another edition of Junkyard Hack. Today we're going to be talking about the starter in the old Galaxie 390 here. This starter was put on by me about 40,000 miles and about 6 years ago, and it didn't give up the ghost, so to speak. It just got weaker and weaker and weaker, and it was suffering from serious heat sink. Whenever it would get hot, it would be almost impossible to start, and it was very frustrating, and it was starting to lag and get slow. So rather than have it leave me stranded on the side of the road, I decided to go ahead and put a mini starter in that I had on the shelf. I just didn't feel like putting it in. I had bought it a bunch of years back, and it sat there on the side, and finally decided to pull this one and put the other one in. Now, I had forgotten how I did this, and these are not like Chevys. These are so much harder than Chevys. And if you give me a second here, maybe there's not enough light. Let me go get my light here, and I'll show you. Here we go. As I was saying, these starters are a pain in the butt. Let me get down there. I don't know whether you can see that or not, but okay. There is the top. Okay, I think it's hidden by something or other, a shadow. Anyway, there's a nut or a bolt that goes way on the top right beside the block, and it's obstructed by everything. It's miserable to get to, but I found the best way to get to it was to use a lot of 1/4-inch extensions, RTV to hold the bolt in, or I'm sorry, to take it out. There's a lot of extensions and RTV in there so that the bolt doesn't fall out, and get it out, and then jack the car up and get the bottom bolts. So this is the mini starter that's in there now. I don't know whether you can see it or not, but yeah, it only has 2 bolts, and I think it's a universal starter. Has a couple different applications, but this starter here, this was a bear to get out. The top bolt was, at least. As you see, I got my old Harbor Freight set of extensions and 1/4-inch drive, and I had a wobble there that lost its wobble, so I had to tape that on there. So that's part of the hackery. This right here is a magnet pickup, so I put that in there so I didn't lose the bolt. Been a Ford man all my life. I like Fords. Not going to stop now. However, I got to hand it to Chevy for the block mount starters that they have with the 2 bolts that go up there and you just shim it up. It's the best thing ever when you have to deal with these nonsense starters here like this. And these things are heavy, so when you're putting them in, taking them out, to have to try to hold them up there while you thread a bolt in is miserable. It's a hell of a job. There's no way I would film doing that because there's just too much cursing and throwing wrenches and everything like that. There was a lot of that, so I had to sit down and ask for forgiveness after that. It was just too bad. But anyway, just wanted to update you on that. That's out of there. Now this starter here is, I'm not really all that keen on it. Because it's a universal, it's not exactly designed for this motor. It fits, it works. I'm happy, it starts it right up, but I'd rather have a starter with 3 bolts. It was actually designed for this motor, the FE motor. And I can get one of those for a couple $100 on Summit, and I'm going to order one of those, and when that comes in, I'm going to replace this one here. If we put it in the first time, we didn't have any lock washers or anything like that, and the top bolt worked its way out, and next thing I go to start it, and it's not starting because it's spinning and grinding against the flywheel, and I don't want to chew up the flywheel in the starter gear. but especially the flywheel. You know, I don't want that to happen again. So when I put it in this time here, I put in with a lock washer and a little bit of red thread lock in there. So hopefully that'll solve the problem. So let's give her a start real quick, see how she does. I had a problem with this car for the last couple of months where if it got too hot, it did not like to start. I believe it was heat sink on the starter, and the starter was just weak. So, pardon me. Let me find the right key because I have a lot of keys. Got a lot of junkers, so I have a lot of keys. Here it is. Okay. You can hear this right now. Okay. Starts right up. Very fast. There's no way that would have done that before. With that temperature like that, it would have been really, really slow. So that's a strong starter, good strong starter, and it stayed in there. It started it right up, and I'm happy with it. So still going to order the 3-bolt starter, but anyway, that's it for now. I know the Galaxie isn't the most popular of the vehicles I have, but you know, it's just something we have to do. We've got to keep the, this is one of the daily drivers. This one here in the Comet. So I got to keep these on the road and keep them up healthy and running. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to move the truck and do work on the truck. I got to tighten the donut gasket, and I got to stabilize up the exhaust pipe. It's been, you know, it's a little flopping around out there is why it got loose from the exhaust gasket. I'm going to do that, and hopefully it'll quiet that down too, because that's another part of the daily drive. We've got 3 vehicles we daily drive. The truck, the Galaxie, and the good old standby Comet. So, got to have these 3 vehicles up and running, and don't like to have any of them down for any time at all. So anyway, that's it for now. Over and out. Have a blessed day.